So I am a huge advocate of telling our story. I feel like the BLM manages some really incredible lands and resources, and I think that we need to do a better job of telling people about what we're doing and what's out there. And then of course we can always improve how we share internally as well. Developing a communication plan. It used to be part of this implementation strategy, but most of the time it wasn't really done. So what we did in the streamline process is we pulled it out and put it as more of a parallel strategy, and that is supposed to be done by a smaller group of folks, and it's probably not the same people for the most part that are doing steps 1, 2, and 3. For example, the public affairs people should be heavily involved in the communication strategy, but maybe not quite as much in the other steps. And pretty soon we're going to have a separate module that describes some ways how to develop internal and external communication strategies. So be sure to check DOI Learn or the Knowledge Resource Center, or you can contact us at the National Training Center and find out more. So Megan, why don't you tell us what the communication strategy is and how it can benefit us?
Sure. In terms of communication, the information concerning priorities and scheduling can be used both internally, so within the BLM, and externally with your partners or the public, to share that story of your office and potentially gain some support for your strategies. This may lead to additional funding or labor support, both internally or externally. The RMP team lead manager and core staff can work with the public affairs staff to develop the internal and external strategies. It's important to be able to tell the story of your planning area, focusing the message to the right audience. One goal is to communicate field office priorities and workloads within the BLM field and district offices, as well as with the state and Washington offices. Another goal is to communicate your priorities and projects to cooperators, other agencies at all levels, and interested parties and the public. The communication strategy or story can be used to create, maintain, and enhance partnerships, leverage funds both internally and externally, develop an understanding of office workloads and backlogs, and to display your progress in meeting your goals. Some offices have shared these strategies with their local partners and resource advisory councils to help foster discussion of common goals or to gather input from the public on those priorities. The communication strategy should be flexible enough to address different audiences or achieve different results. So each communication tool can differ in its message or in its medium. For example, using social media to stir up excitement about a volunteer project, or attending a quarterly meeting of county commissioners to update them on our progress.
What we found was the offices in Arizona who shared their communication materials with other offices, each other, and the state office have found that this really helped us realize that we have some commonality and some shared challenges, and when we package those together, we can make a compelling story, we can make a compelling budget argument.
So Joe and Casper, did you do anything with communication plans or strategies?
We did develop a communication strategy plan for implementation, but we've not actively maintained that as we've gone through our implementation process. We think the strategy was really important to involve our cooperators and bring people into the process. But once we got into a regular implementation schedule, we didn't think it was as important. We do post our implementation matrix on our RMP webpage so that people can review our progress, and we meet annually with our cooperators to discuss what we've done.